All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VENDO Walmart and Amazon Growth Podcast. Super excited to be digging into some of the latest and greatest topics related to external advertising. For those of you that are new to the podcast, VENDO is a 360-degree marketplace growth agency. We manage hundreds of brands across Amazon and Walmart, and we provide that turnkey service. So check us out for everything from marketing and advertising to creative, customer service, channel control, you name it, we tackle it. But first off, before we dig into the topic of today, would love to introduce ourselves. So I'm Nicolas Martinez, VP of Marketing here at VENDO.
Perfect. I'm Jason Weilenmann. I'm one of the lead media buyers here at VENDO.
And I'm Greg Rudolph. I work with Jason on the media buying team, driving external traffic to Amazon.
Excellent. So yeah, we're going to dig in today to some up-to-date best practices for driving external advertising to Amazon. We've definitely talked about this in the past, so feel free to check out some of those past podcasts. But again, this is going to be kind of the most up-to-date practices. In specific, really touching on how the changing advertising landscape is with different privacy concerns and how that is leading to a even greater importance for driving traffic to landing pages in a lot of cases before that consumer goes over to Amazon. We're also going to discuss the power of what we call the magic link. The magic link, as the name states, is quite magical. So stay tuned towards the end to hear about those different golden nuggets. But yeah, Greg, go ahead, take it away, man.
Sure. Well, you teed it up with the magic link. You got me excited. But first, let's talk about landing pages, which I think really need a cooler name now. So one of the things that we do here at VENDO is we drive what we call external traffic to your Amazon products. And so we do that through like Google, for example, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, you name it. There's so many different platforms where you can drive external traffic, but it's really important to do that because we find that in the Amazon algorithm, they actually give you 3 times credit for every external sale. So for every new customer that comes to you from off the platform, it's really like the equivalent of 3 sales that originated on Amazon. So it's really important to do that. And also keep in mind, while Amazon is one of the largest search engines in the world, there's only so much traffic there. Eventually, you exhaust that funnel and you need to start looking elsewhere for more potential shoppers. And so that's where external traffic comes in. Now, the traditional way of doing this is to drive Google searches directly to your Amazon listing, what we call your PDP page, your product display page. And that's really effective and a great thing to do. But there's a newer way of doing it, and that's what we want to talk about today, which is driving that external traffic to a landing page, and then that landing page connecting that to your PDP. So here's an example from Nick, great timing. So you might see an ad, this is for Keto Crisp, a keto bar. And so you might search keto bar in Google, and instead of just getting an ad that drives directly to this Amazon listing, you would get an ad that drives to this landing page first. It's like an in-between little buffer step. And there's a lot of benefits to doing that. And there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. First off, it protects your conversion rate on your Amazon listing. So if you're driving a lot more traffic, of course, you want to keep that conversion rate high because that's a really positive signal to the Amazon algorithm. But the second thing that's so important here is you can start to build your own customer list. So when a customer comes to your website, this is hosted on your site, in the olden days or the current days, they're captured by your pixel. And once you build up a large enough audience, usually it's over 1,000 users in your pixel bucket, then you can create retargeting audiences, you can create lookalike audiences from those, and that's a really powerful thing. But we are starting to move into this pixelless world. There's so many new privacy regulations and settings that prevent you from being able to capture that pixel audience and really understand and see who those people are. So by driving people to a landing page like this, you can, Nick, can you show the page again?
Sure thing.
You can put a button in there that says like claim coupon, for example. And when people click that, then you have an opportunity to collect their name and their email. And that way you're adding them to a list without any pixel whatsoever. They're just coming from Google to your website. Now you've got their email. You're building your own list that you can, like I said, use for retargeting, use for lookalike audiences, all kinds of things. And you don't need to have a pixel at all. And once they enter their email, they get that coupon, and then you send them off to Amazon. And when you send them off to Amazon, you can use a certain link, an Amazon attribution link, to collect a 10% bonus on that sale. So you're actually collecting a 10% bonus. You're building a customer list through emails and not through pixels. And you are also really protecting your conversion rate on your Amazon page. And those are three really powerful benefits to using a landing page. But honestly, there's a ton more. Jason, you want to hop in with what some of those are?
Yeah. So a couple things just to kind of fully elaborate on too, just in terms of the time of year that we really like to use this. One being, as we're at Vendo already getting ready and our brands are getting ready for Prime Day specifically, is to leverage using external traffic. So traffic that originates off platform and off of Amazon, driving it to those P2P pages. And Nick works more obviously on the marketing side. So he'd be working to drive, say, email and other traffic from other sources. Greg and I work on the paid media side, but leveraging advertising to gain a competitive advantage and attract these new customers, or at the very least, begin to drive them, gather the customer data and information to start really building up our top of funnel and middle funnel awareness ahead of Prime Day, because we understand the amount of shoppers who are already kind of preparing their carts and doing their research in the months leading up to Prime Day, waiting for those sales. So we're going to start, ramping up our external advertising efforts to access more potential customers, as Greg mentioned, gain the advantage over our competitors who aren't going to be doing this ahead of Prime Day. And then, as Greg mentioned, work towards getting some of the Amazon rewards in terms of driving additional external traffic, with the overall goal to boost our brand performance through improvements in our bestseller rankings. So there's a couple different ways that we like to do that in terms of, setting up links that we'll let Nick kind of jump into in terms of magic links and some of the other tracking mechanisms that we're able to leverage. But really for us, the main goal as advertisers then is something to kind of cue up Nick, which is using and being able to leverage Amazon's attribution data, which gives us the ability to actually then also start tracking the performance of what we're doing with some of these external campaigns and landing pages, which wasn't available going back more than just a couple of years ago. So that program's still in beta. There are still some kinks in it, but it does at least give us some ability to measure tangibly the performance of the campaigns that we're running, which as marketers and advertisers is really at the end of the day how we start to formulate and improve upon past performance as well.
Yes, certainly. And just to add on to that too, before we jump into the magic links, something that we're doing here at Vendo, and we'll probably need to do a podcast on it pretty soon, is figuring out different ways to, strategically remarket to those consumers that we've gathered emails from. And so there's a lot of dots that need to be connected. And again, we'll have to go into this on a future podcast, or feel free to reach out. But basically, in that landing page that we just showed you, I'll bring it up again here, you're getting name and email, right? And so we have a way to actually compare this information to purchasing customers and validate whether the person who put their name and email in here actually purchased. It can be done through unique coupon codes and several other ways. So the cool thing about that is you can actually set up a system where you can see if that person purchased. And now that you have their email, you can then put them into a email flow or email campaign off Amazon, where you then reach out to them like a D2C customer, and you offer them, some type of incentive to come back and purchase again. Or if you can, you can even take it a step further, track if they already purchased again, and then try to convert them over to subscribe and save. And that's where you really start to see some of that incremental value and lifetime value start to build. And so that's really where we're going here at Vendo with all of this. It's about, you know, acquiring that customer, which, you know, a lot of brands know Amazon is so great for, but then really expanding that acquisition into that incremental growth. And, you know, some brands might say, hey, I want to bring them to my D2C site. Well, you know, that might happen, but it's a win for the brand either way. And the goal there is really just curating a customer experience that is more intimate and more, you know, robust. Whereas, you know, just through Amazon's ecosystem, you're pretty restricted. So really great to do that. And then also, of course, like Jason mentioned, you know, leverage this for Prime Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, any sales or product launches. And you can even, you know, if you're doing SMS marketing, you can even consider adding in a phone number opt-in there. And, you know, SMS is seeing some really good click-through rates right now. But I digress. You know, look out for that next podcast. Let's get into magic links here. So magic links, well, you know, really you can, if you want, you can use Amazon attribution links. Magic links adds a couple extra layers of benefits, but Amazon attribution links are going to give you two key benefits. They're going to give you data tracking, as Jason was talking about it, and Greg, where, you know, you can track, you know, impressions, clicks, detail page views, add to carts, revenue, units sold, all that great stuff, so that you can actually be informed about how your campaigns are performing. And, you know, we recommend as a best practice creating, you know, as many links as possible for each purpose. So that way you're able to segment that data. You know, you can segment it down to, you know, the ad creative, the ad copy, all of those different things to really, you know, create those multivariate tests. And so that's awesome. And then the other benefit of using Amazon attribution links is the brand referral bonus program. And I know we've talked about this before, but if you're not aware, Amazon about 6 months ago or so released this program where as long as you drive traffic through an Amazon attribution link or ID, you're going to be able to get 10% back on that sale towards your referral fee. So effectively, if you have a 15% referral fee, it's going to bring it down to 5%. And that's all reported on and paid out every 60 days within the attribution and Amazon platform. Now, where the magic link kind of comes into play is if you want to also partner with an Amazon affiliate or associate, right? And a lot of times these are influencers, bloggers, you know, TikTokers, you name it. They want to earn their commission from Amazon. And so if we're driving traffic from a paid influencer post, right? If you're doing maybe whitelisting and running an ad through their platform, or even if they're just doing an organic post, you know, they're going to want to get that commission, and they're often going to say, hey, I want to use my link so I get that commission, right? Because Amazon pays them, you know, a certain percentage, typically around 3 to 4% nowadays. And so now with this magic link, we can go back to that influencer and be like, actually, just let us use our link, but give us your ID. And so what we do is we go into the magic link and we input that associate affiliate ID. We input that Amazon attribution ID or tag, as it's called. And then now we're getting the best of both worlds. And there's a lot of different services that you can create these special links with. Pixelfy Me is the one that, you know, we typically use. And I do know, you know, there's a lot of other benefits to magic links that some, you know, brands and sellers decide to use. Such as keyword targeting, right? If you want to use it to target a keyword, as well as some other benefits. But, you know, keep in mind that keyword targeting is not approved per Amazon policy, so, you know, that would be at your discretion. But definitely some above board approved purposes with the link as mentioned. So yeah, those are the magic links. Greg, Jason, any last thoughts to tie it up, or did we cover it all?
I mean, I think we touched on a lot. I would just say if there's ever a time to really lean into some of these strategies, now is a great time as we start to lean into Prime Day. We'll start tracking sessions, clicks, everything that's coming to our P2P pages, so we can see the incremental value that we're adding there. And then as well as you mentioned, which is one thing that we're going to track very heavily and closely, is the ability to see how many weekly improvements we're seeing in terms of add to carts within these links specifically. So that then over the next, 6 to 8 weeks leading into Prime Day, we're going to have, really expanded upon the funnel that we would have had in our, kind of arsenal previously, set us up for a really nice lead in, main event, and lead out.
Yeah, and I think you said it well, Nick, that this thing looked, a landing page looks so simple. It's just a really easy page hidden on your website, so not everybody can access it. And it's got an email capture and a button. But within that, you can do so much. I mean, that button, you can embed a magic link, you can get your Amazon attribution data, you can use your Amazon Associates ID in there. And then when you collect the email, then you can create lookalike audiences, retargeting audiences, SMS marketing, email marketing. I mean, that's at least 6 benefits from just a really simple landing page and one link in there. So there's so much that you can do here, and you can see why this is so powerful.
Yeah, it's a really easy way for us to gain competitive advantages over brands who we know aren't doing this and all of these efforts off of Amazon. So easy way for us to get additional sellers and customers, to the site. And to do so, we kind of operate under using our, executed strategy to help drive this external traffic, which at the end of the day kind of ties into the overall Vendo theme, which is looking to boost traffic, drive sales, and then improve our organic BSR.
Certainly. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed today and got some tidbits of actionable knowledge. Definitely, recommend jumping on this sooner rather than later. We've been talking about these types of things for years, but more and more brands are starting to jump on the bandwagon with external traffic and some of these features. But now's the time to press go, and Prime Day is coming up. So if you guys have any questions, wanted to learn more, if we missed anything, please leave your questions in the comments below. Feel free to reach out to us at hello@vendocommerce.com. Thank you everyone for joining today, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Bye guys.
See you later.